Welcome back to another Ergo Benjamin episode. Today we're gonna be talking not really about crypto so much. Well, we still are gonna be talking about crypto. We're always gonna be talking about crypto. That's just kind of how it is, right? Because that's how this channel is structured. I got some great feedback on the last video. People telling me to promote. I don't know who the heck Phil Allen is or Alan Phillip. I don't know who he is. This guy sounds like a legend if he's able to time the market. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Moving forward. Yeah. So we're gonna be talking kind of about these cryptocurrencies. We've talked about the top 10 before. Okay. So it would just be redundant to do another video on that. What we're gonna be talking about today is we're gonna be talking about just a more specific application of each of these, potential cryptos. We're gonna be talking about smart contracts. Okay. That's like the big thing now, isn't it? So you go to Ethereum and you're like, you know what? I want to build on Ethereum, right? And they're like, yep, this is how you get started. What's Ethereum? And, you find out sooner or later that really they all boast smart contract functionality. Like they've got the safest smart contracts, or they've got the safest space for you to build their product on. The thing is what's really going on here, right? So look at, we see build fast, private blockchains, millions of validators. Like we see all this, but we're not actually getting any of that, right? Like it's all theoretical. I think I should mention this. Maybe that's like a whole video in itself, right? The theoretical point of like what's actually doable in the crypto space. So I like Avalanche's comparison. This is a good point, I guess, to sit right here at. Polkadot's been around for about 1.5 years. Ethereum has been around for 6. Bitcoin's been around for like 13. And Avalanche is pretty much just up and coming, right? And they're at like greater than 4,500 TPS apparently. The truth is that it's only going to get better, right? So then we have these D apps, and they all talk about lowest cost to deploy contracts. This is the huge thing, right? Smart contracts cost a lot of money in the Ethereum space. So that's just part of it, right? Then we move over to Solana, and we're like, maybe you want to build on here. There you go. More D apps for people. Just more things for them to interact with. Great, right? Okay. I think you guys get the point. Every single one of these has smart contracts, and basically every single one of them is almost identical or could do almost the same thing as any of these other cryptos, right? They're boasting faster speeds, they're boasting higher throughput, they're boasting all these different things, right? Not that the throughput is even necessary, they're just accounting for the scalability, which is great. I think that this is good. Here's where things get a little interesting though, okay? There's 10 of them in the top 10. So this would be like if you were at a race, right? And the top 10 people ran pretty much all the same time. Okay. So it's concerning to me that we don't have more, like different applications up here as we get to the top 10. No, it's all smart contract based, right? Everyone's boasting highest throughput, highest smart contracts, the most, app building potential. And yet Ethereum is still going to sit here at $467 billion market cap, right? But it's been around the longest, so that makes sense. And that's kind of like the network effect, right? It'd be like if Ethereum launched before Bitcoin, I think Ethereum would be worth considerably more than Bitcoin would be, right? I think that Bitcoin owes a lot to itself just based on its age. So that's just something to look at as itself, right? Taking a look at Cardano, I know people talk about Cardano a lot. I'm a Cardano investor. What can I say? I don't own a lot of it. But this is they're doing cool stuff. They're taking their slow and steady approach, and they've made really good gains. And people would say that it's a really good blockchain, but honestly, it's just kind of slumped right now, right? And, for good reason too, right? Because it's got nearly, a $50 billion market cap. To even double, it's got to get to $100 billion. So To even reach $3, we're looking at $100 billion market cap, or approximately 1/5 of Ethereum's market cap. So it's going to be hard to get there. It really will be. Moving forward, we're going to be looking at our board, which we've so elegantly got here. And I got a pen, so maybe I can write a little bit better. We'll see. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to write better or not. That's just kind of how it goes, right? So we've got Solana, obviously. We've got Ethereum. We've got ADA. We've got XRP apparently has smart contracts. I'm not sure that it's known for smart contracts, though, so it would be a bit of a step off. We've got DOT. Luna is like DeFi, but I'm going to consider it a smart contract anyways. And you see where this is going, right? We could list all of them. And we'd be able to compare them pretty much simultaneously, right? And we've rated them before, right? So, you know, I think when a lot of people think about the crypto space, we're just going to explain smart contracts, right? So, I don't think that people exactly understand what these are exactly. And that's going to be our general consensus, right? So we're going to call this, the SC up here is like the general overview of what a smart contract is, right? So we all know how gambling works. We all know that usually a person would, you know, give their money to a trusted party, or two people would give their money to a trusted party, and they expect that this guy is going to be able to divvy out the money accordingly, right? So we're relying on this middleman here. He's the middleman, and he can actually take the money and run with it, really, if he really wanted to. But he's also getting a cut, so he's getting a percentage of the money itself. So that's kind of the general consensus of that. The smart contract kind of acts as the middleman here, right? So there'll be two parties, and let's say you're trading an NFT, right? So person A wants to trade Punk, whatever number he's got, we'll say 1, for, he wants to trade it to this person, right? So then this person will offer up whatever currency, presumably it'll be Ethereum. He'll offer Ethereum. And then we get to this point right here, which is the smart contract. So we'll call this the SC. And the smart contract is going to take this person's ETH, theoretically, right? So the smart contract's actually, it technically owns the Punk, really, right? Unless there's like some back out, contract, part of the contract that the person A can take advantage of. Otherwise, person B over here or person B over here, we'll just call these double, whatever. So these two people can both, bid on the smart contract with ETH or whatever they want to bid on. It's just how it goes, right? Doesn't really matter, right? That doesn't matter. Moving forward, this smart contract acts as the middleman. And the middleman here doesn't really take a percentage. The idea is to get this guy's percentage down to basically nothing, right? He takes 0%. But the smart contract will pretty much say that once he pays the amount of ETH that this guy is requesting, or whether he's the best, like the max bidder, the smart contract will automatically deliver Punk 1 over to person B, right? So the middleman can't run with the money and stuff like that, right? Now there's more applications to smart contracts, right? So let's think about, they all talk about kind of like the D apps, right? So this is just like a broad overview of smart contracts, really, but it gets way more sophisticated than that. So we could think of 1,000 different applications, and they'd all be able to do this, right? And every single one of these cryptos on this list can actually perform these smart contracts, right? We've got the ETH thing where I want to say people bet on like global events, like if Bitcoin will hit 60K by the end of the month. And a person in that situation, right, you are giving a smart contract, person A gives person B smart contract, right? So these two people exist and they both give liquidity to this smart contract, and the smart contract says Bitcoin will be greater than 60K, right? By, we'll just call it ME, month end. Smart contract will basically have some logic built into this. So it'll say, you know, if equals, else if else. And then, you know, the liquidity for yes, if you voted for yes, will be, you know, 10 cents. Liquidity for no will be like 20 cents, right? And this all just depends on how many, like, if you get a lot of people that say, yeah, it's going to happen, then the liquidity for no is going to go up. So it's inverse relationship, right? So you win it, and then the money is divvied out by the smart contract to the winner. So the smart contract holds all these funds for you. The beauty of smart contracts is that the middleman, typically in this situation up here, could just run with your money, right? He's not really confined to anything. I mean, there's casinos and horse racing and whatnot, but really they're all taking a percentage cut of the money. That's just how gambling works. And these smart contracts allow that to be a little bit different. But like I said, the smart contracts really aren't for gambling either. They're for sales as well, right? So it's really just insurance, really. And it creates this idea of just a nice peer-to-peer system, right? And this was kind of like the general consensus for kind of like why Bitcoin wasn't adequate enough, right? These smart contracts were necessary. They're needed. Okay. Moving forward, because otherwise we get into a huge Charles Hoskinson-like spiel on what smart contracts can really do. The truth is that you can do just about anything. But this was just a little bit of an explanation on what smart contracts can and can't do. Okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. It's just about smart contracts. There's nothing more else to it. The market is down a little bit. We'll look at Ergo real quick. I know it's not doing super great, but it's just it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's doing, yeah, it's down about. It was up though. It's doing better, right? Yeah, it's still got a long climb to go though. But we are making, you know, a little bit of a bounce here. It's good to see that. So let me know if you guys have anything else to say. Any comments, discussions, opinions. You know, I'm always thinking about my next video, what it's gonna be on. Maybe proof of work versus proof of stake. Maybe it'll be on like some like BlockFi or like different loan protocols and stuff like that. That alone is kind of a smart contract, really. Not really though. It's through a middleman, but yeah, there's definitely a percentage cut. But that's when the smart contracts exist in like the yield farming, right? Maybe that's like a whole video on itself though. Like I said, we can go into a huge Charles Hoskinson debate on that. Kadena is taking a little bit of a dip. I see it as a correction period. I'm not too worried about it. You never can time the market. You just shouldn't try to. Unless you're like Philip Allen. I don't know who that is still. Moving forward, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment, do whatever you gotta do. And I'll see you guys in the next video.